Good morning, all, and welcome to another installment of the Drabble Club Challenge. If you're new here, my name is Dana, and under the name D.L. Pitchford, I publish unapologetically honest stories with real characters. This is the last week. It is day 22. We have 7 days left, including today. I have so many feelings about how this challenge is going, and I am very excited to finish this on a high note. Hopefully. Today is my last Sunday live stream. I moved it an hour earlier. Carrie Scher at Just Another Struggling Writer was supposed to join me for this, but unfortunately she had to cancel. I'm also meeting up with my friends this afternoon to discuss our buddy read. This month we read They Bloom at Night, and I really enjoyed this book. Probably not as much as I expected to, but I'm excited for our discussion and, just to hang out with my friends. I have about 15 minutes till the live stream is about to start, so I need to get everything prepared. The prompts for day 22 are muddy shoes and snakeskin. I'm honestly not sure how I wound up with both muddy shoes and used galoshes in the same month. That feels repetitive, but it happened, and they are different. I'm going to get everything set up for the live stream now, and I will see you there. Hello everyone! It is February 22nd. We're starting week 4. How does everybody feel? I'm very excited about this week. I honestly can't believe we're already 3/4 of the way through this. I don't know how that happened. Okay, I'm just filming a quick video in my car. I'm just about to pop inside Big Mama's to do my buddy read conversation with my friends. The stream earlier was really good. It was just a few people, but it was really nice. And I'm very happy with what I wrote. Anyway, I'm gonna go inside the coffee shop here and hang out with my friends. Good morning. It is February 23rd and it is not even 8 a.m. yet. I'm not typically working this early. I should be at the gym right now, but I feel like crap, so I'm here instead. The prompts for day 23 are a boarded up window and your usual coffee order. A boarded up window kind of gives the vibes of somewhere abandoned, but your usual coffee order is kind of the opposite. So not sure how these will exactly work together, but I'm gonna find out. 125 words. This needs cleaned up, but it's decent. Okay, it's honestly crazy that it's 8:30 and I am already done with my Drabble. All of that stuff is taken care of. It's really nice to get it done early in the morning. I like that a lot. I wish I were able to do it more often. I'm quite happy with this. I was able to get it down to 100 words. For a minute there, I wasn't sure I could, but also it only took me 15 minutes to write and edit this. This time it was the opposite of before, where editing took really long. This time writing it took about 10 minutes and editing it took 5. Either way, I knocked this out really quickly. This Drabble is also set in this story idea where it's like a handful of kids who had to be like superheroes or whatever, some kind of sci-fi fantasy thing where they had to save the world. They were, you know, basically child soldiers and they're traumatized by it. As I was writing this, I realized that I'm writing this story from the perspective of the one of them who died, and they're like looking on, I guess, from the afterlife on like all of the ones who are still there and checking in on them, kind of. That's just something that I realized while working on this one in particular. The first one that I did in this story was day 4, and one of the prompts in there was a gravestone. So that one was second person about the person that's alive, but first person for the dead person. And I don't know, I started writing this one and it just kind of worked. It was the same sort of thing. I didn't like go into it with the intent of writing it like that. That's just kind of how it came out. And it works really well. And I really like that being like an overarching motif in the short story. I think it'll really help it come together. I don't know. I'm really excited about this story now that I'm actually writing parts of it. Anyway, I need to finish my video editing so I can post that video today. Fingers crossed. And then, I don't know, sometime this week I really need to file taxes. I'm going to get to video editing. Okay, just a quick afternoon check-in. It's like 2 o'clock now, which is way later than I intended for it to be. I hung out on Ace's stream this morning for a bit while I finished up some video editing. So then while I was waiting for stuff to upload, I wound up reading through a bunch of stuff, and then I read through like half of my book. Oops. Anyway, so then it was like, well, it's almost 2 o'clock and I need to finish getting the video posted. The thumbnail was mostly done. I just need to grab some screenshots for the background. So that was basically all I had left to do, that and deciding what to title it. So I took a quick break to use the bathroom and whatnot, and then came back down to finish that. And now we're done. But I could have been writing, and instead I was just reading my own book. I'm done working for the day, but also I might just spend the rest of the day rereading my own books. It's been a while since I've done that. It's been like a year and a half, I think. And honestly, I probably should reread them. When I was writing them before, I was so, you know, engrossed in them that I remembered everything, and now I just don't anymore because it's been years. I just realized that if I don't get this last book published within the next year, it'll have been 10 years since this one came out. I published this in March 2017. It's 2026 now. 10 years is a long time to wait for a final book. Ugh. So yeah, that's been my afternoon. The video is 73% uploaded, and then it has to do processing time and whatnot. It'll post after that. It is 10 o'clock and the kids are in bed, and I just spent the last 4 hours rereading my second book, which is always the most bizarre experience. I don't know, I guess I just want to emotionally torture myself tonight. This is the sad one. This is the sad one. It's so angsty and emo and genuinely depressing. I guess tomorrow I should probably read book 3, because why not at this point? Especially since this one does not have a happy ending. It has a hopeful ending, but not a happy ending. And book 3 has a happy ending. This one, though, is just really depressing. I mean, there's a reason that the cover has a broken heart, a shattered heart on it. That motif was chosen on purpose. It's really weird to read something that you wrote over 5 years ago, frankly. If it's over 5 years ago, it is so hard to read. So much of this is still really, really good, but there are moments where, that made me cringe, or just I'm such a different person than I was 5 years ago. The person who wrote this is not who I am anymore. I really do just love these characters so much, though. And this book is especially hard to read because of how sad it is. But it's such an important part of her character arc. And now I'm just, I don't know, emotionally distressed because this book is distressing. Oh, I need to start reading the third one now. Good afternoon. It is February 24th. It is almost 2 o'clock. Today has not been great. Nothing bad has happened or anything like that. But I'm just at the point in the month where my emotions are all over the place, which means I haven't gotten anything done. I'm a mess right now. That's how that works sometimes. I got my vlog posted yesterday, so that's all taken care of, but that does also mean I now need to work on last week's video. This is just the nature of content creation. It is an endless cycle, and my brain really hates it. I get the feeling that I probably won't be doing a whole lot today, just with where I am emotionally. My head's not in a great place. Unfortunately, this is just kind of a regular thing. Either you power through it or you wait for it to pass, but I know that no matter what, I have to do my travel. And there have been days where I've gotten to it later in the day than this, once or twice, but this is definitely way later than I would prefer. Man, yesterday got it done before 8:30 in the morning. Today it's 1:30. Haven't even started yet. So it is day 24, and the prompts for day 24 are a sputtering shower head and beeswax candles. General thoughts I have at this point: a sputtering shower head is generally an indication it needs cleaned. If it's to the point where it is sputtering, it severely needs cleaned. So you could lean in that direction. Beeswax candles, not something that's very easy to come by these days, but definitely acquirable. I think the last time that I had any beeswax candles, they were from the Amish. Time to figure out what this story's gonna be. Let's get to it. Okay, about 35 minutes later, it's done. That was very difficult to get through, honestly. But it wasn't the fault of my writing, it was just like where I am mentally, emotionally right now. This was hard. Genuinely, all I want to do is just lay on the couch and probably read and sleep. But instead I had to do this, so I did it. This is another snippet from my Lara Croft inspired archaeology dark academia story idea, just generally talking about how, as probably the only woman there, or certainly the only woman in any role of authority, the way she's treated on the dig site is like this juxtaposition of being treated like she's just one of the guys. She has no privacy, she has like no need for anything like that. Why would she? It doesn't exist here. But she's a woman, so obviously that makes her not as smart, not as strong, not as whatever. So basically her time bathing is one of the few times that she actually has completely to herself. And yeah, so that's what this Drabble today was. I didn't hate it as much as I expected to, based on how difficult it was for me to actually sit down and write it, for me to focus on it. In the end, it actually came out pretty good, but I had to push through and force myself to actually do it because boy did I really not want to. I am going to get in a little bit of video editing because I really need to do that, but then I think I just need to be done for the day and dive back into it tomorrow. Good morning. Today is February 25th. Including today, there are only 4 days left of this challenge, and this day is already like half over. It's noon. I spent much of last night reading my third book, which was definitely the right choice. Reading book 2 while I am emotionally all over the place, not very smart because that book is so sad. Book 3 is sad a lot too. It's not sad so much as it is tense because like Billy's relationship with Xander and their friend Jimmy is very, very, very tense. They are not on good terms for most of the book. It fluctuates a lot. It's uncomfortable a lot of times and it is sad. It just sucks. A lot of it. Like the situation that she's in, but also also it's a situation to some extent she put herself in, but at least book 3 has a happy ending, and like book 4, what I'm working on, is generally happy. It's not though. I say that and I know it's not. These books are so depressing. So I finished reading book 3 last night, and this morning I laid in bed for like an hour and a half, reading the outline of book 4 on my phone because I don't have a completed version that reflects the story as it should be, so I wasn't able to read that, and I just, this is really making me want to work on it, which is a good thing. It's very much a good thing because that has been such a struggle over the past year, trying to get myself to work on this project. And I promise this is related to Drabbles, partially because I have been writing some of these Drabbles with Billy and Xander, like from Xander's perspective. And that has been so much fun. I think that kind of sparked my impromptu desire to completely reread the books again. And I didn't even like start out this reread intentionally. It was just like, you know, I want to read some of my favorite scenes. And then I just wound up reading all of the books. I guess that's a good thing. But this is absolutely related because day 25's prompts are kissing a loved one's forehead and no trespassing. Obviously, no trespassing, you could do that with anything, like that could go in any direction, but my immediate thought is in book 1, after Billy and her dad have a huge fight, Xander takes her to this forested area. There's like a pond that is all dried up because it's winter, there's snow everywhere, and then they have a fight because she does not want to be comforted. She is so volatile at that point in time, but that's a very important moment for them because it is like one of the first times that Xander shows to her, intentionally to her, that he cares about her. He's not very good at it, but he cares. And he definitely puts Billy in this position where she doesn't know how to interpret his actions. He confuses her so much because he doesn't say what he means. And oh my god, like rereading these books now, rereading them in 2024, it was just like, Billy is so autistic. And that just wasn't even on my radar when I was writing them in 2017 and 2018. Like that wasn't a thing. My kid hadn't been diagnosed. I hadn't realized that I probably am. There's so many things, the way she says things, it's because a lot of her experiences are based on my experiences. A lot of these books was me sorting out my own experiences in college, in relationships. Like, I don't have the kind of relationships with my parents that she has with her parents, not even remotely, but a lot of the experiences she has with her peers are things that are more based in my experiences. So a lot of the ways that my neurodiversity shows itself also show up in her. She's so rigid, she cares so much about having a schedule and sticking to things. She can only take things literally. She has like huge social anxiety and fear of groups and crowds and presentations and all of the stuff that goes along with my social anxiety. A lot of things that I previously wrote off as depression are things that show up in her. She has a very unhealthy relationship with food, which when I was writing it, I basically wrote that off as being part of her depression, as being a form of self-harm, like not eating. But for me, it has more to do with neurodivergence. It has more to do with not thinking about eating, not being aware that my body is hungry, not being able to stick to a schedule now that I no longer have a schedule. I don't know if I'm gonna keep most of this in. So in book 1, Xander takes Billy to this forested area that definitely has a no trespassing sign. They are not supposed to be there, but they go there anyway. In book 4, at Thanksgiving, Billy has a huge fight with her sister, who is not in a good place mentally right now, like not at all. And Xander's dealing with his own crap with his parents, and he's very frustrated and like needs to cool off. And he and Billy go to this same place that they went almost exactly 3 years before that. So they go there again in and they actually talk about things they really need to be talking about. That's a really important scene. And I was kind of thinking that one of those scenes would be really fun to do from Xander's perspective. I have written quite a few scenes from book one from Xander's perspective. They're meant to be short stories. There are 3 that are done, but I only have 1 posted on my website. The other 2 still need edited. And I've been wanting to do that evening, that scene from book one from his perspective. Yeah, that would be really fun. And it would also be fun to do the scene from book 4 from his perspective. So I think I'm going to do one of those, and I'm not sure which yet. Let's get to working on this. Okay, this is 100 words. It did take me about half an hour, but also I spent the first 10 minutes rereading some of the scenes. So this wound up being Xander's perspective from book one. It's a very long scene in the book, and also we only get half of what happens because Billy gets drunk, and then the next thing we see after she's very drunk is her waking up. So this is actually a snippet from in between there, where Xander is getting her back into his car and driving her back to her dad's house. But I got it to 100 words. Pretty happy with this. At some point, I would like to write this scene fully from his perspective. And this is just like from the time before they're even like remotely friends. This is kind of the point where they are heading in that direction, but generally they dislike each other at this point. Billy especially dislikes him. Xander already has feelings for her at this point, but he is very much in denial about them. He will not admit it to himself, and he just like has these urges to be affectionate with her, to be more, and then he just has to like stamp it down because it is not something that he allows himself to consider, even though he has already considered it. He has feelings for her almost immediately after they meet, and the first book doesn't start until they've known each other for a few months. So like he's just been in love with her literally the entire time, and she is so in denial about it and like unobservant. She is not aware because he doesn't actually come out and say it or even act like it most of the time. This is just one of those moments where he has one of those urges. He wants to be affectionate with her, and she's drunk and probably won't remember remember it, and she doesn't, but he is still in so much denial about his feelings for her that he's just like, whoa, no, where did that come from? That's not allowed. That part definitely did not make it into this. That's just like what I know about how he's feeling at the time that this takes place. There's only so much you can do in 100 words when what you're, like, the story, the character interactions that you're trying to portray are hundreds of pages long. These books are like 400 pages each. They're like 100,000 words. It's insane. It's ridiculous. And so much of the series is overall about the two of them and their relationship dynamic changing and developing over time and them being in love. Anyway, it is like 1:30 now because I talked a whole bunch. I need to do some video editing, and I will probably do some writing on this series, which is nice because I haven't done a whole lot of that this month. I will say this Drabble challenge has definitely helped me get back into wanting to work on these books. Good morning. Today is February 26th. I have like 5 minutes until the live stream is supposed to start. Tanya messaged me yesterday asking if she could join. Obviously, I said yes. Streams with Tanya are always so much fun. But inevitably, I'm running late. I dropped off my kids, and then I had to run a couple errands, and then I got home with plenty of time, but I don't know, I get distracted. And then suddenly I have like 10 minutes and I have to set everything up, and oh, I forgot my laptop upstairs, which I need for the streaming, and da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, I need to hop on now. Tanya is ready, so we are gonna live stream. The prompts for day 26 are tear-stained cheeks and an overfull oddities shop. I love oddities shops, obviously, considering how much I like to show off the moth market whenever I go. No idea what I'm gonna do with this, but let's find out. Live stream incoming. Hello! How's it going? How did your test go? The stream is officially over. We finished up about half an hour ago. Overall, it went pretty well, aside from Tanya kept having internet connection issues. It happens. Unfortunately, it just happens. The Drabble I wrote today is another one set in my Lara Croft-esque dark academia horror book. I really love this story idea, and it's been so much fun being able to explore and figure out what's going on in this world, because I haven't really done any discovery drafting. I haven't done any outlining. I haven't delved into it and figured out what this story actually is. So writing these Drabbles in this world with this character is so much fun. I don't even have a name for her yet, which is part of why they've all been in second person. I have names for a bunch of the other characters, and today's Drabble introduced a new location and 2 new characters, and those did not exist before this. They came out of nowhere, but in a good way. I am really having fun exploring this world. It's nice to be able to do it in these sort of small chunks, because I'm nowhere near ready to start drafting this book, not even close. It's going to be sitting on the back burner, gestating, percolating for a while, so this is really nice to be able to write on it without, writing on it. It was a great stream, despite technical difficulties, and I'm pleased, just generally pleased with this Drabble. And somehow there are only 2 more days left of this challenge. That seems crazy. I am simultaneously not ready for it to be over and so very ready for it to be over. I will be taking a couple days break of not doing anything when this is done, and I am looking forward to that. Just being in my pajamas all day sounds really nice. But I'm also desperately itching to be working on Billy's final book, doing the few Drabbles from Xander's perspective, writing, snippets of stuff from his point of view has been so much fun, and I am eager to be working on this. That's the first time that has been true in a while. Even while I was working on draft 1.5, I guess is the most realistic term for what that was. Even while I was working on that, it was just such a slog the whole time. A mixture of me enjoying enjoying it, but also like having to force myself to do it. Some days writing on it would be really easy. Other days I could barely get a single word out and I was just mentally exhausted. So me actually being excited to work on this is amazing. That hasn't happened in so long. Even if I haven't gotten as much writing done this month as I had hoped, even if the Drabbles have not been as much of a like warm-up as I really wanted them to be, they definitely have gotten me more in the mood. They're helping establish more of a routine, and they are making me excited for what I'm working on. That makes me so happy. Last week's vlog is in really good shape, and I need to work on that more, get through as much as I can. I would like to get it posted by the weekend, or like maybe on Saturday, have it like scheduled to post Saturday morning. And then I'm going to do a video where I'm reading some of my favorite Drabbles that I wrote this month. And then I'm going to have another video where I talk about the analytics, the statistics of how the challenge went. I will be gathering information from people. By the time this is posted, that has already happened. And in that video, I'll also be talking about the future of the challenge. Okay, I grabbed a snack before doing this clip. I need to eat like actual food. That would be good. And I need to work on video editing that vlog. So that's what I'm going to be doing with the rest of my afternoon. Some video editing. Maybe I'll get in a little writing. Unclear. Good morning. It is February 27th. Around 3 p.m. yesterday, I just kind of crashed and was dead for the rest of the day, so I did not get nearly as much of my vlog editing done as I wanted. That's also, you know, a good indication that I'm very ready to be done with this challenge. This has been a lot, even though it's really not that much. The writing and vlogging and video editing every day is a lot. My normal schedule is I don't work on the weekends, and here I don't have that built-in break time because this is a daily challenge. Yeah, I just need a little break. I'm tired, but I went to the gym. I also went in search of more sewing patterns at the thrift store, and I got some ones that might work. I got a grab bag this time. I'm skeptical of that, but also it's not that expensive for like 5 or 6 patterns, so it's reasonable, but I don't get to look at them. I don't get to see if there's something that I like really genuinely want. Anyway, it's 10:30. I need to write my Drabble and do as much video editing as I can, and frankly I might just need to take a nap later. I'm really tired today. This is, you know, my body telling me get some rest. But there's today and there's tomorrow, and we're almost done with this. We are so close to the finish line. So close. I'm just really looking forward to completing this. I feel like I've gotten so much better at writing short, at doing those line level edits, because that's something you can always improve on, even if you have the experience, even if you work with clients like I do. You can always have more experience with that. You can always get better. Editing is so personal. Like, line edits is the most vigorous and personal editing that exists, because, you know, developmental edit is like big picture stuff. So yes, that's personal, but it's not as detailed. Line edits are literally picking apart each sentence, each word. Was this the correct choice? That is a very personal thing, and I can't imagine doing line edits for someone and not feeling like I'm imposing, which I know is a me issue. This is why I mostly do copy editing and proofreading, because there are rules, and you know the rules, you follow the rules. Sometimes, yes, you break the rules, of course, but you break the rules when you know what rules you can break. When an author and an editor work together and get to know how each other works, then it goes really well. So when I'm doing line edits, that's primarily just my own line edits. Yeah, this challenge has definitely made me be more strict about that. So this is the second to last day. Day 27. The prompts are an ajar door and biting through an orange segment. My initial thoughts with the prompts, an ajar door, like if you're looking into thriller, horror, anything of that vibe, if the door is ajar, that's immediately a tension point. Like if you get home from the store and your front door is ajar, that's immediately concerning. An ajar door would also be a means of listening in on someone. And then, of course, there are very mundane and innocent reasons for a door being ajar. There's a wide range there. There's a lot of possibilities. Biting into an orange segment immediately makes me think of the scene in The Lord of the Rings where Pippin is singing and Denethor is eating. He's not eating an orange, but he's like biting into the tomato at the same time that Faramir is almost getting killed. And Denethor gives zero shits about his son. This moment truly shows you how awful this man is. It's so good. So like that sort of moment is what initially comes to mind. Yes, biting into an orange segment could be the most mundane thing to happen. But if the focus is on that, like the way they focused on Denethor eating, all the close-ups of his mouth, it was so gross. Intentionally so. So if you're making the eating the orange the focus, then it's probably either going to be intentionally gross or intentionally sensual. Not that including the prompt means it's going to be the focal point. Very, very often when I do these, the prompt itself is something tertiary at best. And talking this out has not helped me figure out what I'm writing at all. So I guess it's time to start a timer, do some brainstorming, and see what this becomes. The initial version of this is almost 200 words. Not ideal, but definitely fixable. This is a little long and rambling because I didn't know where it was going or what was actually happening. And now that I've written it and I do know, I can go back and fix it and make it more succinct. A lot of what I've written here is not necessary. A lot of it is just clunky, and this is very fixable. I don't know if it's 100 words fixable, because getting it down to that would be a lot, but I don't know, I might be able to do it. Okay, somehow I actually got that down to 100 words. Honestly, kind of crazy because I did not expect that at all. It's one of those where this is a snippet of a scene, so 100 words is not anywhere near enough to get across what's actually going to happen in this, but I think I got it to work well enough. This wound up being another snippet of the Lara Croft-inspired Dark Academia horror story, whatever it's going to be. Just another interaction conversation with her colleague who sucks so much. I don't know, it's a fun snippet. Unfortunately, I am enjoying writing this character and seeing her interactions with all of these men because there has not been another female character anywhere in what I've written yet, which is intentional, but I'm having too much fun writing this. It's a problem. I don't need to work on this book yet. It is now 11:20, so I think that took me about 40 minutes to get it to where it is now. The editing took a little longer because I had to cut out half of the content. So I'm going to share this in the Discord, catch up on everybody's stuff, and get in as much video editing as I can manage. Hopefully I don't crash again like I did yesterday. That really sucked. But we only have one more day. One more! That's crazy. Okay, quick update before I go upstairs. It's like 3 o'clock. I finished going through my week 3 vlog. I might actually be able to get it posted soon. I still need to add in the graphics and the on-screen text and the music, but other than that, it should be about done. Huge win, especially since I didn't get nearly enough done on it yesterday. This one is about 44 minutes, so still shorter than week 1, but longer than week 2. Tonight is movie night. Not sure what we're watching. My youngest is picking this week, and we'll have some pizza and just have a chill night. I might be able to get in some reading. I just started reading a cultural history of Frankenstein that my friend and I are reading together for the podcast, and I believe I just got delivered to me the version of Frankenstein that we're going to be reading for our first episode. By the way, our first episode is going to be about the original 1818 Frankenstein, you know, where he's married to his cousin and all of that stuff before she had to like placate the masses. And we'll get into all of that in the episode. Hopefully not too far out. Tomorrow is the 4th Saturday, so I have my monthly Writers Guild meeting. I don't remember what the main meeting is going to be about, but we're doing a blind date with a book exchange for my speculative fiction group. I still need to pick a book for that. I have no idea what I'm gonna use, and considering it's tomorrow and I haven't done this because my brain has been on Drabble vlog for a whole month now, I might just have to pick a book I already own. We'll see. I have tonight and tomorrow morning to figure it out, which is not very much time. So somewhere in all of that tomorrow, I have to fit in a Drabble. We'll figure it out. Okay, it is late, it's after midnight, so technically it's now February 28th, final day. I have my week 3 vlog exporting. It should be done but obviously I need to do another pass, and then all I really need to do is grab some screenshots so I can finish my thumbnail. Most of the thumbnail is done. I just have to pick out the screenshots for the background and figure out what wording is going on there. I also picked out my book for the blind book date exchange that my speculative fiction group is doing tomorrow. This is an indie author book that I got probably about 10 years ago, and I still haven't read it. It's not really something I'm interested in reading anymore. It's a YA contemporary fantasy, and that's just not really my vibe anymore. Hopefully it finds a home of someone who will actually read it. Ugh. This should only take about 10 more minutes to finish exporting. I really want to go to bed soon. I also wanted to watch more Bridgerton, and I doubt that's possible. It is like 12:20. I need to go to bed. My options are I can stay up and get this ready so that it's actually uploadable, assuming I don't have any issues. If I find issues while going through this, then I'll probably deal with it tomorrow. But if I don't find any issues, I can get it ready to post tomorrow, and that would be wonderful. But that would take at least another half an hour. I really don't want to be up till 1, but this is so close to being done. I will check in the morning, and that will be the last day of this challenge. I'm still kind of coming to terms with that. It feels like it shouldn't be over yet, and also like it should have been over a week ago. 2 truths. I'm gonna see if I can get this done tonight. If it's not done by 1, I just need to go to bed anyway. Good morning. Today is February 28th. That means this is the last day of the February Drabble Club challenge. I'm truly not ready for this to be over, and also very ready for this to be over. I kind of can't believe it's actually here. This is the last day. I have my final Drabble to write, and then I also have my Writers Guild meeting and my speculative fiction group right after that. So today is a busy day for me. It is 10 a.m. My meeting starts at 11. We're writing a Drabble. The prompts for day 28 are grass-stained knees and last call. Grass-stained knees obviously requires tumbling around in the grass for some reason or another, playing tag, playing soccer. And it says knees, but that could be like the knees of your jeans or something like that. So some potential there. Last call could be interpreted a lot of different ways. At least here in the US, last call is specifically the final round before a bar closes. Bar closes at 1 a.m. here, so at like 12:45 they shout out last call so that anyone who wants to buy another drink can do it right then before they're kicked out. So that's what the term last call generally means here, but this could be interpreted in so many different ways. It could be related to a phone call, like the last time you called a specific person. My initial thought is Xander works in a bar for 3 out of 4 of the books in my series. Last call as in relation to bartending, which is what he does there, is very doable. I'm not sure how I could work in grass-stained knees, but I know I could. I am going to set a timer now and do some brainstorming and see what I come up with. There we are, 100 words. That took me about 15 minutes to brainstorm, write, and edit it. You can see my timer's still going. Yeah, this wound up being another Drabble from Xander's perspective. It's just generally about Xander working a bartending shift and going home to Billy and just wanting to cuddle her and be with her because he loves her so much. He loves her. Writing Drabbles for Billy and Xander has been wonderful. So often this project, this final book, feels overwhelming. So it's been really nice to be able to write Drabbles in this world with these characters, to do something short and sweet, and sometimes not sweet. This has definitely helped spark inspiration for a book that I have barely wanted to work on for a while, and that makes me so happy. It's 10:30 now, and I should definitely start to get ready for my meeting. It's not too far of a drive, but I need to make sure I have everything ready to go. Well, I just got back from my meeting. We did a blind book gift exchange thing. We spun a wheel and I was the last person, and I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to get. It was between this like historical Dracula retelling, and the other option prior to that was like a romantasy with beasts. And I was very glad that Kim grabbed the romantasy, because I'm not a romantasy person. I'm not a romance person. But this Dracula retelling, right up my alley. Like, this is, if I had had all of the options from the beginning, this is the one I would have gotten. That worked out perfectly for me. Hopefully it worked out as well for other people. Most people seemed, at the very least, interested in what they grabbed. It was fun. We had everyone go around and pick something, and then we all opened them at the same time. This is what Crystal brought, and I'm so excited. The main meeting was decent. We talked about POV. Most of the information was pretty basic information, though. I wouldn't say I'm an expert on POV, but I'm quite confident in my capabilities. So I didn't really get anything out of this, but the speculative fiction group is like, it's a good group. Maybe someday I will ask them if it would be okay to film them. I don't feel comfortable doing that yet. One of the things I want to do this year, though, is submit something to them for critique, to actually get in the hot seat and have people do that. That is like a terrifying experience, but I really want to do it this year. Unfortunately, I don't have anything speculative fiction that's, in a place for that. But if I finish some of these short stories that I worked on during the Drabble challenge, that's something, because quite a few of them are speculative. I also ran a few errands while I was out, dropped off some mail, returned something to Goodwill, returned a library book, got some stuff done. It's so hard to believe that we're at the end of this challenge. It has been such a fun experience. Generally, the response to this whole challenge has been so positive. There were really just a handful of us doing these Drabbles, but this challenge has been such a good experience. I'm so glad that I made the time for this every day, even on the days when I did not want to, because there were several of those where it was a struggle getting myself in the chair, getting myself to actually do the writing. This week especially was difficult, and a lot of that was I was on my period for most of the week, so I felt like crap. I was emotional and in physical pain for quite a bit of it, but I still did it, and I'm still proud of the stories that I wrote during that time. I had so much fun exploring my different story ideas, exploring my characters in my books, and reinvigorating my love for those characters. I have one short story idea that I know how I'm going to write it now, and I know that because of doing this challenge. I don't know how long it would have taken me to get to that point, to knowing how to approach this story without this challenge. I made so much good writing progress, and I am so pleased with the work that I put into it. I wish I had been able to use it as more of a warm-up, like I had initially hoped, because I did not get in nearly as much writing on my main project as I wanted to. I am I'm still barely into the next draft, and I really wanted to get that done by the end of the first quarter. I have 1 month left. That would be like a 90K month, probably. So that seems unrealistic. I haven't been able to do that since like 2018. I have to take things so much more slowly now. If I can get halfway through by the end of March, I would be very happy. But more importantly, my inspiration for working on that project is back. It is strong. I love these characters so much. They are so close to my heart. Even if I've grown and I'm not the same person I was when I was first writing those books, they are still such a big part of me, and I love them, and I want to finish their story. I did not go into this experiment expecting for something like that to happen, for the inspiration for that project, for that book, to be this strong at the end of it. But I'm so glad. I'm so happy with this small community that we formed and with all the stories that we created and shared. Thank you. And I can't wait to do it again.